How you doing, folks? This is just a quick one. Um, I sort of celebrated reaching 900 by buying some records. You know, I've slowed down quite a bit as many of us are talking about an absolute necessity to slow down in buying. And also, I love how Teddy put it. It's also important to try to find some time to listen and absorb what it is we've been buying. I'm all for that and definitely try to do that anyway. But I have been slowing down as you've been watching. But I celebrated by just buying a few things yesterday. And for the first time in a long time, I found a dollar record. And I want to just share that this is part of how I've built up this collection because some of you watched the Indrima setting up for practice and heard the comment about bars on the windows. And Sequoia Flame asked me, "Do you live in the ghetto?" Well, the answer is yeah. I live in the ghetto in Omaha. Financially, I've never had a lot of money. And what you see here is what I spend my money on: records and music stuff. I ain't rich. Financially, I'm just barely making it, but this is what I spend my money on. And so, yes, there are bars on my windows. Yes, there are. That's how I bought the house. I kind of like it. Okay. But anyway, I did find a 99-cent record, that I kind of wanted. Pop music. And how about that? Something that a record that everyone will be familiar with. I do actually have some of those. Now, I bought this for 99 cents for a couple reasons. I've always really dug this cover. And particularly what I find interesting is this cover, this picture of this confection, this sweet. It's so stark and so clear. It looks nasty to me. It's like, interesting, okay? And the other thing is, when this came out, I still have my original 7-inch of the record. I always like the B-side, M Factor. It has not aged as well. I just played it yesterday, and it's like, the middle part is what I liked about it, the chord change. It's like, sounds, it's not as cool as when it was before, but still, it was 99 cents. Okay, pick this up used. The Square Root of One by Wee. And I believe this is a 2000 group. Avend Kang, does anyone know that name? He's in this band. 1999. I've had this on CD for a long time, and this is, see, this is where I get bad with genres. It's electronic, but it's not dub, it's not grime. I can't think of the other term that was being used for a while there, not after techno. See, I'm not good with that. I forget. But I like this. So when I saw it on vinyl, I said, wow, I'll grab that. But yeah, I have had it on CD for a long time. So I grabbed that. I was very, very pleased to find another Rachel's album. Music for Egon Schiele. I still have to play this. This music is almost classical in feel. Very quiet, sublime. Beautiful music, actually. Rachel is a pianist and gathers groups of musicians around her to do this music. I love the way that the records are presented. Beautiful, nice, ecologically minded paper and packaging. They always give you the CD booklet with the lyrics. I got that. Finally got some Single Gun Theory on vinyl. This is an Australian band that I like from, is it the 80s or 90s? Once again, I have to look because it all becomes a blur after a while. And this goes back to 1987. See, I can't remember. 87. Now, see, in my opinion, these guys were a little ahead of the curve. They're electronic, kind of down-tempo. There's a term I remember, down-tempo. But beautiful and kind of introspective, even slightly spiritual lyrics. A real neat, floaty, ambient, and spacious and grand kind of feel to this music. Something I like very much. Frankly, I think this cover tells you nothing about the music. Yeah, I think it's a terrible cover, actually. It says nothing about the music. This is really, really beautiful stuff. So happily found that. Found at least one more record. This was the find of the day yesterday. This is the one I definitely consider the record that is my celebration. I got Sterntaler by Michael Rother, who was an original member of Kraftwerk. Then he started Neu. Then he went solo. And underneath his name there, he has the word Flammende Herzen, which I believe means flaming hearts in German. And I guess that record was popular. He's drawing people's attention to that fact. Maybe, I don't know, but this album is wonderful. And Fontana di Luna is my favorite off here. Just beautiful. I'll make another comment about my music in regards to this. Maybe it'll help some of you folks understand that piece. The last piece of music that I made a video for, a lot of people liked it, a few people didn't. And the main criticism was that it was soulless and had no feeling. When I came up with the melody for that thing, the first thing that came to my mind was, this reminds me of Cluster. This makes me think of Michael Rother. Now, the way that I arranged it with the big 80s drum sound and everything, I did that because it was sounding good in the room. It was fun. I was experimenting with my effects, actually. But the melody made me think of Germany. And I thought to myself, well, this is my version, you know. I still think, actually, I'm going to just say a very egotistical thing. I think that music that I make that sounds like wallpaper music, I think what I'm doing is pretty damned original. And the fact that it's not emotional, and I think it has a purpose. That music has a purpose. Maybe the purpose has not defined yet, or maybe the purpose it'll never be used for a purpose. But I'm going to defend myself, maybe unnecessarily. I think that piece, I've cleaned it up quite a bit. If anyone wants to hear a better version of it, message me and I'll post it. I cleaned it up quite a bit. It ain't great, but it's not bad. So that was the way that I celebrated. I bought those records. I want to make sure I showed, yeah. And have I had time to really play much of anything? Not really, but I did pull a couple things. I pulled this. This is a record from either late 60s or early 70s that I bought quite a while ago. Toad Hall, hoping that, you know, eventually it might yield some sort of unknown gem. This is really pretty wretched. There's one good track on this album that I can find. I'm gonna make a statement that might offend someone. I'll bet you these guys got the record deal because someone at the record company wanted these guys. You know, wanted favors from them. I've been through it myself. I could tell the story of the first time that when I was 18, about to sign my first management deal for my first band, Restricted. I won't tell it now, but it's indicative of this, of what a lot of the time going on behind the scenes with those record executives and what they're really after. Kind of a parallel to what's going on with sports right now and the child sex scandals. You know, people in business positions of power and money doing exactly what they want to the point of no regard for human life and sanctity. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, these kids want to make a record. Oh, that one's cute. Yeah, we'll sign them. So what I'm saying is this record's really pretty bad. So if you see it, if you see it like for maybe $1 or $2, get it. But if you see it as lost psych classic, wrong. Don't fall for it. This is one that honestly, this is so shit that even though it's a 60s album or a 70s, whenever it is, and it's kind of cool, I can see myself letting this one go because it's bad. But I pulled it again, hoping, come on, show me that one song, show me that song, you know, give up your treasure. It ain't there. I really don't think it is. Something else I pulled about a week ago and listened to, and man, I just forgotten how much I love Elton Dean. EDQ, the Elton Dean Quartet. Elton Dean, Keith Tippett, Chris Lawrence, Louis Maholo, on another very collectible label, which I'll have to show. Astral Traveler, you know this label. Some of the other folks do. Ogun, English jazz label. Very collectible, very expensive shit. Very good. There's a Canterbury connection. There's a direct Canterbury connection to the English jazz that a lot of it you'll find on the Ogun label. As you know, Elton Dean was in Soft Machine. And this rips. This is English jazz at its finest, where they inside and out, coming and going, improvising and structure. They do the gamut. This is a fantastic album. So I pulled that recently and played it. And I have another rehearsal tonight with Dreama because we have a show Thursday. And so we're going to rehearse every night, trying to get this new song and get Sarah, Sarah's not joining the band from Icky Blossoms. I need to explain that Nick in Dreama is his band, but he's also a member of Icky Blossoms with Sarah. Now, I'm not in Icky Blossoms, but I also help write Icky Blossoms songs. It's rather incestuous. And so Renee, if any of you remember the last video that I posted of Dreama pictures of our last show, there was that beautiful black woman. Her name is Renee with the huge afro. Renee works with us. She's not a permanent member of the band, but I like that about Nick and how we work. We're always working with different people. We've even had Azure Ray do a gig with us as part of the band. And so we can't get a hold of Renee for this gig, and we definitely like to have the female energy. I'm speaking for the band, we definitely like the female voice, the energy, the sexiness. Definitely, we like it, you know. I love it. And so we're really pleased that Sarah has time to do the gig with us. She's classically trained vocally. Last night I wish I could have posted some video of the practice. A lot of hogs, a lot of things coming together. But man, those harmonies, when they started to come together last night, whoa, really excited about the next gig. So I'm going to just leave it there, folks. Hope you all are doing well today.